we weren't really allowed to say no. There is a kind of pressure on every kid's mind that they have to study.
I didn't really care too much about my grades.
Comparison is a really big thing in Indian culture. They always compare you with other kids. I had some sleepovers without telling my mom.
I went sleepovers when I was like 8 years old. Probably having a boyfriend around when I was about 14.
I hope my mom's not watching this. So hi guys, today we're gonna be talking about difference between Indian parents and
English parents.
My name is Mukul. I was born and raised in Delhi.
And my name is Lola. I was born and raised in London. Before we get into the topic, we just want to say that we're talking about our own personal experiences. We're not generalizing any culture or any parents as a whole. We're just talking about what we've seen and what we've experienced.
So today we will be doing the comparison on 5 different subjects. And on each subject, we'll have some subtopics which we'll be discussing on. And we'll be sharing our personal experiences on top of that. So without any further ado, let's start.
So the first topic we've prepared is freedom and protection.
The first subtopic under this is curfew. I came in this country when I was 24 years old. And I remember till the last date, I was still not allowed to stay outside after 10 p.m. My mom wanted me to be at home when she's sleeping. Otherwise, she couldn't sleep because I'm outside somewhere. So for her, it was really important for me to be at home at 10. That was my deadline. It was different for my friends, but for me, some days, some nights I was allowed to be outside, but mostly I had to be home.
And for me, I'm 24 now, and I don't think I've had a curfew for 6 years. Like when I turned 18, my mom, like she would check up on me when I went out, but she never told me when I had to come home. I started going out on my own probably when I was like 13 to see my friends, like after school, and she would give me like 2 hours after school to go out, and then I'd have to be home. As I got older, probably like 8 o'clock, and the older I got, she added like an extra hour. But when I was like 15, I was going out until midnight, mostly.
Midnight.
11, midnight-ish. It depends what she was doing as well, but yeah.
This is different. I feel like when I was in school, after tuitions, we, like all the friends used to meet up and we just used to go out, like driving on motorcycles for no reason and like staying out the whole evening, like not coming home.
When I had my GCSEs and stuff, she made me come home about 5, 6 so I could come and do some studying, but yeah, I didn't always listen to her.
Same for me. I had to listen to her. I'm joking.
Next, we're going to talk about sleepovers. When were you allowed to have sleepovers?
When I was 16, or maybe no.
That's the first sleepover you had?
Personally, me, because my mom used to leave me by myself sometimes because she used to go to my aunts or my uncles. So I used to have the home by myself. So I used to have my friends at my place. Yeah, I feel like 16 still, like if I see my friends as well, like they weren't allowed that much to have sleepovers at their friends. When you pass your 12th grade and like you start going to college, which is like 17, 18. So yeah, that's the first time I feel like the Indian kids actually go out and have sleepovers at their friends. I hope my mom's not watching this. I had some sleepovers without telling my mom. Like I invited my friends over and they slept at my place, but my mom didn't knew about them. I'm sorry if you're watching this. I never did that when she was in the house because I felt like we couldn't enjoy as much as we could without her.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I waited for the time when she's not around and then I can have my friends over because my house was kind of a party house, not gonna lie. Like I used to
Sorry if you're watching this.
I used to have some friends over around like 19 or 20ish when she knew that I was having my friends over and she would actually intentionally leave the house for us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was a really big move as well because I don't remember me going to many of my friend places and staying over. So
well, for me, like sleepovers are a big thing as a kid. Like for birthday parties when you're in primary school, you would have sleepovers as a kid. Like
primary school?
Yeah, like I went sleepovers when I was like 8 years old, maybe, because that's a big thing. Like for your birthday, you would have a sleepover and your friends would come over and you'd have a movie night. So I've had sleepovers pretty young, like especially with like my best friends. I remember sleeping over some of them from like 7 years old. But that's like didn't live so close to each other, maybe like 10-minute drive.
Live that far away, like 10 minutes drive is, I don't say that much.
No, okay. Yeah, like as I say, it's like a fun thing. Like you would have your friends over for a sleepover, vice versa.
I've seen that in movies.
Yeah, it's like it's a big kind of culture, not culture around it, but there's it's an excitement. Yeah, like you get excited for your friends to come over, vice versa. You go to someone else's house. I've been doing that for a long time. More like girls, like parents. Your parents would know them. They're your friends, like from quite young, 7, 8 years old. So next is going out alone. For this, I have clear memories of my mum letting me go to the shops. To be fair, it's only like a 5-minute walk away, not even. But she would let me go to the shops from 7 years old, 6.
It's kind of same for us as well. Like I also remember when I was a kid and my dad used to send me to shops when he used to be cooking. I feel like in India, shops are so close to your house, a minute away from you, like they would be on the same street. But I remember when I was a kid, 5 or 6-ish, my mom used to like stand in the balcony and literally looking at me like, oh, he's walking down the street. So she could literally see me going to the shop, buying stuff and walking back. So I feel like that's how she trusted me going to the shops. But yeah, to be honest, like I've seen kids like small kids actually walking down to the shops and buying milk and paneer. Like stuff like that, you know. It's just. I feel like that's normal.
Yeah, that's a very normal thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because like your mom's in the middle of cooking and she's like, "Oh shit, I need to go get something." Like she doesn't want to go herself, so she's gonna get you to go. And it was fun. You'd be like going to a shop with the money, and if there's any change, she'd be like, "Oh, you can keep it."
It's like a task.
Get some sweets. Yeah.
Give kids a task and they get all excited. Yeah, finally I get to help someone. So the last subtopic in this topic is having friends over. My friends always used to hang around my place. Like we used to finish school, we used to have a tuition, and then everyone used to just come to my place. Everyone should be just sitting there playing cards or doing different stuff. Or I used to go to my friend's place, we used to sit there. Like I feel like getting friends over is a very normal thing in India. I knew almost all of my friends' families and like they knew my mom. It's easy in India, like having friends over, and I feel like you start doing that at a very early age. Birthday parties as a kid, like you always used to have your
at the
friends
house,
over.
right?
At the house,
that's what I was saying before about sleepovers and stuff. But similar to that, like after school, you would run up to your mom and be like, "Can I go to this person's house, or can she come to my house?" From a young age. But having people over, like groups of friends, I would always have people round on the weekend or on a Friday. My mom would let me have sleepovers. I had a party. I think the first party I had would probably be like 14 years old. I had a birthday party. Yeah.
We used to have birthday parties like since we were like 5 or 6.
I mean,
like
I had birthday parties, but like more like not grown up, but like a bit more like she let me do what I wanted to, and I had like music on and thinking we were cool. Like I had one week where she went on holiday and all I did was have people over, and like you said, it was a party house and we were doing. She doesn't know about this, but there was 2 weeks. When were you first allowed to have girls around?
I feel like my mom was really open about it, but she would always say you can have girls over, like your friend girls over, only if when she is in the house. Like I wasn't allowed to have them when she's not around. That was a thing. Yeah, that was a rule I had while growing up.
I remember, probably having a boyfriend around when I was about 14 years old, 15 years old. But again, she was in the house, I think. But we would just go upstairs. To be honest, I don't really think I ever had a lot of boys round. Not like she ever said I couldn't, but I just didn't. But yeah, it was never really a thing that we spoke about.
My mom wouldn't have a problem if a girl would be coming in a big group of boys. But still, like...
Yeah, I remember having that. Like, I remember one time, like, loads of people came and there was a few boys and stuff. Like, she didn't really mind because we were all sitting in the front room, like, together.
Yeah, but still, she would not prefer that as well.
So the second topic that we're going to talk about is communication and emotions.
So the first subtopic in this topic is talking back to your parents.
Okay, I'll start, and I think my mum would definitely agree. When I was a child, I wasn't the best. I would definitely talk back to my mum. If she told me something and I didn't agree with her, I would make it known. She would know. Sometimes she'd give in to me, but as I got older, she would have to stand her ground. Okay, there were many occasions that if, for example, she tried to take my phone from me as I was a teenager, I would just shout at her and I'd be like, "No, you can't take my phone from me." And like, I want my phone, and we would end up having an argument about it or something like that. If she told me I did something that I didn't want to do, it wasn't going to go down without me arguing about it.
First of all, I'm 27. On this note, I'll be speaking for kind of all Indian kids of
Okay.
my age who were raised in early 2000s. Us as kids, I feel like we weren't really allowed to say no that much. Otherwise, it would end up really bad for us. Like really bad. Not just talking wise. And especially, it would be different as well. Like some kids would fight their moms. You would say no to your mom and she might let you slide with it a little bit. But that, as of my friends as well, I've heard of them. No, if he says something, if he says you have to study, you have to sit down, you're not going out tonight, you're not. They decide if you're going on your school trips. They decide what time, if you're going out with your friends, if you're not. And the mobile example as she gave, like if my mom takes my mobile, I can't be like, give my mobile back or something. Nah. It would be more physical than just verbal warnings. Like, so I think we can't, as an Indian kid, we can't risk this.
I mean, my dad also, I don't think I said no to him a lot. I think I remember one example where I think he tried to take my phone from me. I was about 13 years old and I tried to say no and it ended up in an argument. He didn't end up like that, but he wasn't happy about it. But I never did it again. But with my mum, it was a different story. But I'm talking about as I was probably 11 and older. Obviously, as a younger kid, she would say no to me and I would listen. But as I got older and I started to learn my own dependence.
For us, it's more like when you start going to college, your uni, which is around like 18 years old, then you get a little bit more like, yeah, you can say no. It's a different story for kids nowadays. Like the new generation is really completely different. Like I've seen my nephew growing up. It's just, he can say no to everything to my sister. He can just, she'll like, I'm turning off the TV and he's like, no, I want to watch it. And she listens.
Yeah.
Nowadays it's different.
And I was only talking about me specifically. I know people that their parents, I mean, I wouldn't even say no to them. Like they were scary. So, but my mom, bless her. And I'm sorry if you're watching this.
So the next subtopic is expressing your feelings. So me as a kid, I feel like if I would be feeling ill, if I would be happy about something, I would come home jumping, excited to tell her like how I'm feeling. But yet up to a limit, like if I didn't wanted to do my homework and I knew it would annoy her, and if she wants me to study, I have to. So I would be scared telling her like about that feeling. And I feel like if as an Indian kid, when you are younger in your school and if you like someone, like if you have a crush on someone, if you like someone, I don't think it's easy as a kid to go to their parents and tell them, like expressing that feeling with your parents. It's a bit hard. Like it depends family to family if your parents are cool about it. I feel like I can speak on this for most of Indian kids. Like it's really hard for us to actually admit in front of our parents. Like I still know some of the friends 25 years old and they still can't go to their parents and tell them like they have a girlfriend.
I mean, I feel like for just emotions in general, our moms are quite similar, like the same. I could talk to my mom about anything. If I wanted to, that's different, but I could. My mom is very open and understanding. Like the older I got, the more understanding of things she become. And for things like telling her that I don't want to do homework, I don't actually think my mom ever really told me to do my homework. I mean, as a younger kid in primary school, yeah, she would. But as like the older I got, she just kind of trusted me to. Like she would see me sitting and doing it, but if she saw me on my phone too much, then she would probably say something. But yeah, I don't think I ever really had to tell her I don't want to study because I just wouldn't. Sorry, mum, again, if you're watching this. More specifically about telling her if I had a crush on someone or if I had a boyfriend, I mean, she knew that like I did. I had my first boyfriend over from the age of 14 years old and she knew about it and she knew he was my boyfriend. I think that's quite normal as well, like vice versa. My first boyfriend, I went to his house and his mum knew about it and like they were kind of cool about it. Again, not all parents are the same, but most people I know, if they had a boyfriend or a girlfriend, their parents would know about it.
So the next topic we're talking about is food and care. So I've been here for 3 years now. I talk to my mom almost every day. And the first thing she asks me every day is, have you eaten? Did you eat something? And it's just not since I've been here. Even when I was in India and she used to be at work, even though she used to cook for me in the morning and leave, she still used to ask, did you eat? Have you eaten? I think that's a really normal thing in India, asking their kids like, have you eaten? Like even my aunt, like I would be talking to her after like months. I would talk to her after like 2 months, like having a random call about something. Like she would be asking me something and she will just ask me, did you eat something?
Sorry, I love that.
Yeah, I know, it's just so weird. Like I would be confused. I was like, yeah,
Like over the whole 2 months
Yeah,
or
like-
just today?
like she doesn't even know what time zone I'm in. Like but she would be like, have you eaten? Then I'm like, yeah, I had my lunch. Then she'll be like, what time is it there? I'm like, oh, you don't know what time is it here. Then yeah, I feel like it's more of a love thing, like parents asking you. They just want to know like you have eaten. I think it gives them some kind of comfort in themselves. If anything, that person would be dying, but he's not dying out of hunger.
Yeah, he's
That-
just dying.
yeah.
But he's not hungry, it's fine.
That makes them happy.
I mean, my mom doesn't ever really ask me if I've eaten. I don't think I ever remember the last time. Not that she doesn't care, but I think I'm a bit of an anomaly. I love to cook. So my mum knows that I would have cooked myself something at some point in the day. Like since I was 18, I kind of became like the cook because I just love it. I love coming home and cooking. And it's like my time to just chill and not think about anything else. But as a kid, my mom wouldn't let me leave for school without having breakfast. Like she would make sure that I either took something with me to eat or I've had cereal or whatever I wanted to have that day. And she would always make sure like I've had dinner. Like my mom always would have cooked dinner. So it's not like she didn't ask me because she didn't care, but in my experience, she just knew. She trusted me as I got older. But when I was younger, she definitely would make sure that I had eaten.
I feel like in Indian culture, it's not very common or normal for kids to be cooking. Like I feel like it's kind of mom's duty to cook you food, like all the meals of the day. Like they would be cooking you breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I feel like it's more of their duty to cook for you. If moms don't cook for their kids, they would starve to death, honestly, because who else is feeding them? No one else is feeding them. Either they are eating outside, but even if the kids are eating outside, there would be other family members in the house if it's a joint family. So everyone's just dependent on that lady to cook and feed them food. But yeah, when kids get out in the college, or if they are living far away from the home, like they're living in the hostel, if they're living by themselves, they got jobs outside, then they start cooking. But I feel like until you're in the home, you won't be the ones who would be cooking.
So my experience is a bit different. I know people that are exactly what you're talking about. Like if their mum didn't feed them, they wouldn't eat, they would be dead. But mine's a bit different. Like my mum loved to cook as well, and I think that's where I've learned it from. She was a single parent, and there was me and 3 other siblings. So it was hard for her to cook for everyone. So she would cook, but we would all be helping her. And me and all my other siblings now love to cook because that's where we've learned it from. So it was more like a collective thing. Like she was the one to cook. She's my mom. Obviously, she's going to cook for everyone. But it was more like a joint effort. Like we all need to eat, so we're all going to help kind of situation.
I never cooked till the time I came here. In India, I never. But I know like one of my good friend, he's here only. He's a really good cook because he has cooked in India. Like you will have some exceptional cases in India as well. Like there would be some people who are like passionate about it.
Yeah,
I feel like people like that. Yeah.
Shout out to Deepak. He is literally the best cook I've ever met in my whole entire life. I don't know if he'll watch this, but yeah.
Yeah, he's really good.
He's crazy. But yeah, I've just always had kind of a passion for it. I don't know. I remember my mum would go out to see her friends or something when I was like 13. She would be like, oh, like just make yourself some pasta. But I love to experiment. I would start to cook the sauces to go with the pasta, and I would experiment with taste and different things because I don't know, I just like playing around to see what I could create. I think I just love food. So I just like to see what I could make for myself. And it just kind of stemmed from there. And I think my dad loves to cook as well. So I think I just had 2 parents that loved to cook and they showed me good cooking. So I just learned that. But as I said, I know people that couldn't even make themselves toast because their mum had to do it for them. So... So the next topic we're going to talk about is failure and pressure from parents. Okay, so let's talk about grades.
Indian culture is a lot competitive, so grades are like a really big factor. Like when you're in schools and stuff, does affect a lot. Every Indian parents, somewhere deep down, they want their kids to get good grades. I won't say they pressure you, but they do trying to get you good grades. Like they're gonna tell you if you don't get good grades, then you might not end up being in a very bright future. If you want a bright future, if you want to earn good money, if you want to be rich, then you should get good grades. So there is a kind of pressure on every kid's mind that they have to study, they have to be good in academics. Like they have to. Yeah, grades is a big thing. Like each and every subject you have to perform good. If it's science, if it's maths, if it's English, if it's Hindi, like every subject you have to get good scores.
But I remember most of my friends, like after school, we would just go and hang out at like the park or something. Like there wasn't like a massive, we need to go home to study. Like as it got closer to GCSEs and A levels, people started to lock in a bit more. But being like 12 to about 14 years old, it was kind of chill. Like I didn't really care too much about my grades. And my mum would obviously encourage me to study and do my homework, but it wasn't like, you have to study. She kind of told me why it was important, but let me figure it out on my own. Well, that was my personal experience. And from what I could see, most of my friends, like, we didn't really worry too much about studying. Until it got to going to university, that's when people started to care more about getting good grades. There was never really like a big competition between grades. Like people, when we had exams and stuff, like, no one could really give a shit what their friend got or like who was better than who, which subject. It was more just like no one wanted to do it. No one really cared. It was just, let's just go lunch.
I want to give you an example. Till I was in 6th grade, you used to have roll numbers in your class, like roll call, like roll number 1, roll number 2. Now you don't have like
a register.
Like yeah, by name wise.
Oh
right?
yeah.
That goes by names.
Yeah.
It's really common in India as well. Like most of the schools have by name. Not most, like almost all the schools have by the names.
Like
right?
last names, right?
First names.
First names.
Like,
okay.
Yeah. Okay. So like A will be at the top and goes to the Z, like alphabetically. But in our school, till I was in 6th grade, the sequence was the result of the grades of the kids. So the topper would have the first roll call. That would be so bad, because just imagine a new teacher walking into a new class. She doesn't know any kid in there, and she just sees, oh, the first person, the topper of the class. See, and she could just, I don't want to say it, but they do treat the kids differently. Like they know, like that's the bright one. That's going to do something good for the country.
That is crazy. I know, I've only ever seen that in a TV show, and it was like a sitcom about that. And the joke was that it was really bad.
Yeah, like that was actually really bad.
That's sad.
I'm happy they did stop it, because that was just...
That's bad for the kids as well. Like imagine being number one. Like not number one. Imagine being at the bottom. Yeah. Like that was so sad.
Like people used to form, like kids used to form like groups
like
of
cliques
each other.
And stuff. Yeah, like we're the top, we're the middle, we're the bottom.
Yeah, honestly, I used to be the middle once there. Top middle-ish. So the next subtopic in this is career expectations. Again, I feel like I can talk for most of the Indian people in this. Your parents do want you to become, like, do good in your life. Of course, every parents want you to do good, but there's a kind of a pressure. You must have heard of it as well.
Yeah, I feel like that's a stereotype. Like in TV shows, like the Indian kid would be the smartest.
Doctors,
yeah, like the parents would be like, oh, you need to study.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
You need to be a doctor. You need to be an engineer.
Yeah.
Like when I was in school, like if someone would take arts, like so after 10th grade, we have to choose if you want to take science, if you want to take medical. If you want to be a doctor, you take medical. If you want to be an engineer, you take non-medical. If you want to be in finance, you go for commerce. Then if you want to be in law, take arts. Kids who would take arts would have the least percentage in their 10th grade, need to have like 85 or above to take medical. Kids below that wouldn't be allowed to take medical. So those kids who have arts were considered like, oh, he had arts, like he's not a smart kid.
Wait, sorry, politics was included in art?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Politics would be like the top subject for us. Like the kids that took politics, it's like,
really?
They were like the top kids. Like we didn't even learn politics really until A-levels. So A-levels is between 17 and 18. Like there's the 2 years before you go to university. That's when people would learn politics. And that was like a hard subject. Like the top kids were in politics.
Yeah, I wouldn't say
fast.
arts was easy at all. Like
No.
even my cousins, my good friends were in arts, and it's not like they had fun. All the subjects were hard. Like it's more about interest, like what you're interested in. But my mom is from medical background, so she really wanted me to be a doctor, but she never forced me for it. Like, and my close friends, none of their parents, like we were privileged to actually choose what we wanted to. But I feel like we weren't smart enough that time. We didn't had that much clarity, like where we will be
Where
going
you
in our
wanna go.
careers. Yeah.
Because, yeah, life is long. You don't know when you're 16 what you want to do for the rest of your life.
But now I feel like as the time is going through, it's a bit different now. Like it's not just like a single path you go through. There are like multiple paths you can take. Like when you enter one field, like you can go a lot. Like you can be an influencer.
Yeah,
You
then,
can literally
yeah.
be influencer from any field now. So it doesn't matter. Engineers
Yeah.
are everything in the world.
And obviously, as the world changes, roles are different. Like, there's jobs now that wouldn't have existed even 10 years ago. From my perspective, I don't think there's a lot of career expectations for English kids. Like, it would be quite rare for... I think mostly it would be in, like, higher schools. You know, like, the kids that go to private schools, their parents would probably expect them to have a good job. They would train to have a decent job. But from where I come from a working class background, most kids, there wouldn't be a career expectation, you know?
Yeah, like I've seen kids here, like they would be doing security jobs or they would be working as chefs when they're 20 years old, and they're happy, they're loving it. Like,
Yeah.
they'd be like, I always wanted to do it. Like I feel like we just had like 4 ways we could go. We didn't
I don't
explore.
think I had conversations with my mum about like, what do you want to do when you grow up, but there was never like a you have to do. Like, I didn't go to university when I was 18. I'm at university now and I'm 24 years old. Like, I never had a pressure to you need to go and get a good job ASAP. My mum was always very open, and for most kids I knew, their mums and parents, like, they want them to do well. Obviously all parents want their kids to do well, but it was more about what you want to do. Like, I don't ever really think I had a conversation with my mum about what she wanted me to do and the subject she wanted me to choose at school. I think I just told her, and she always knew I was more arty. The final subtopic, we're going to talk about comparison with other kids, and I'll go first. I don't think my mum ever compared me to another child. Maybe behavior wise she'd be like, oh, like your sister is better behaved than you or something like that, but never in expectations she would ever. And I don't know, that's never really a thing. Maybe you'd get compared to your siblings in your own personal family, but I don't know, like, as I said, in school, there was never really a big competition. But I think in higher class schools, there probably is. But where I come from, in my community, there was just never really.
Everyone will back me on this. In India, it's a really famous saying, Sharma ji ka ladka. It means Sharma ji's boy. So apparently, my last name is Sharma as well, but I'm not that Sharma ji ka boy. I'm not the one people give example of. The guy whose last name is Sharma, his son is apparently the smartest one. So they will compare you with the smartest kid. They'll be like, look at that guy. Like my friend, he was the topper of my class. So my mom would always be like, or any other friend's mom would always be like, why don't you become like him? Why don't you study like him? He does all of this with you. He always goes out with you. He always like do all the birthdays. He celebrates everything, but still he's studying. And he's topping the class. Like, why aren't you doing it? What are you doing wrong? Like, comparison is a really big thing in Indian culture. I feel like they always compare you with other kids. Now it has changed a lot with time, but when I was a kid, it was a really big thing. Like, even my best friends, I was being compared to my best friends. Look at them, be like them, like study like them. You know, yeah, that was a big thing.
Yeah,
I never liked it, and I don't feel that was a good thing. It shouldn't be there, but yes, because everyone's mental capacity is different. Someone is good at something, someone's good at something, but we are just judged on few factors, and everyone are supposed to do good in those. So.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it was probably teachers would compare other kids. Like, there would be the top kids in the year, and like the teachers, they would clearly be the teacher's favorite. Like, they would get chosen to do all the cool things.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff like that. But between parents, I don't think I've ever had not anyone like the kids I used to hang out with. Like, we wouldn't really compare grades.
You said siblings. Siblings comparison is also a really big thing. Like, of course, if one brother does brilliant in their life and the other younger one doesn't, they'll be like, oh, at least one did good.
Yeah,
Like at
but
least we had one smart
when
one.
I say sibling comparison, my mom never did that. But I know that I knew their parents would compare them to their siblings.
So the last topic we'll be discussing it, what it does to you as adults. For me, I still feel like there's some stress in my head all the time. Like I still feel the urgency or the need to do more, do better in my life. I don't know if it's intentional, but I feel like I do compare myself with other people. When I see someone doing well, I feel like, why I'm not doing that good at the same age, why I'm not achieving that much, why I'm underachieving. So, but I feel like there's a lot of care and love in me as well. But that can be taken in a really positive note as well, because I have a lot of desire to achieve more in my life, and to a certain extent, which is good. Me being in this country by myself, I feel like she has made me strong enough to face all the situations in here, all the problems I've seen, and she has made me in a certain way that I had the strength to actually face all of my problems and get through them throughout the time, and I'm really grateful for that.
Okay, so as an adult, I feel like the way my mum brought me up gave me a lot of independence and freedom as well. Like I've always known that I can do whatever I want and my mum will be there to support me whatever choice I want. Unless it's really, really bad, then she would tell me that I'm stupid. Anyway, and with my mum, as I got older, it felt like she was more of a friend. You know, we go out together, we go to concerts, I can tell her anything. She's someone that I just go for advice and for support, and I know that she'll be there for me at the end of the day, no matter what I choose to do. And the independence that she gave me, it let me build my own drive and my own sense of self, that I need to go and achieve something because I want to, not because I feel pressure of anyone else or of other people around me.
Honestly, I really admire how British parents let their kids explore and go out in the world and let them choose what they want to be. Like it's not like they have to be someone they don't want to, so they can be whatever they want to. If a person wants to be a chef, they can be a chef. If someone is interested in arts, so they can be an artist in their life. If someone's interested in any field in their life, they should be allowed, and they should be they shouldn't be judged. No work should be considered small or big, and they should be allowed whatever they want to be.
And for me, it's vice versa. I do admire how parents in India kind of push their kids towards having more focus on their education and focusing towards a career. Because as a child or as a teenager, you don't really understand how much that will affect your future or how much it can affect your future if you don't put in any effort at all. So yeah, I do think it is good to kind of be on top of your children, because when you're 13, like when you're a teenager, all you want to do is like play games and play with your friends.
Yeah, you do get diverted.
Yeah, like you don't really care about studying, because at that time you're like, why should I care about this? Like, it's boring. Yeah, so you do need someone with more knowledge to kind of be like,
direct you. Yeah,
like this is important, you know, like think about if you do want to be a doctor, you're going to have to study for 10 years. So you have to think about it now. You can't think about it when you're 30. Like you can, but it will obviously take a lot longer for you to get where you want to be. So I do think it is good to direct your children before they understand.
Thank you so much for watching the video, guys. Please comment down below and let us know what should be the next topic you want us to be discussing on. If you like the video, do hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next video. Till then, bye-bye.
Bye.